Hey guys, my name is Rose. I am a food and product photographer, videographer, and online course creator. I created this channel to share videos and tutorials about photography, videography, and online course creation. And in this video, I will be sharing product photography light basics, specifically light directions and its effects. My personal experience with online shopping is that I am constantly drawn to products that show details and texture. That is why I try my best to incorporate it in my very own product photography. I want my photos to convey a sense of what it may feel like to touch and run my hand over the subject I photographed. If I am successful, the viewer's perception of the image will also trigger their tactile perception, leaving them with a sense of touching the subject too. This is because I made a two-dimensional image look three-dimensional by creating form and capturing texture. Lighting and its directions is key to conveying this. So let's start with front lighting. This is when light is coming from the front. This is tricky to work with because you can end up getting in the way between the light source and the subject. But when done right, it could also create unexpected images. To show you how I will use front lighting, here's a photo I took for a local beauty product. I wanted to create a summer look in this photo, so that is why I thought of using artificial hard light in front of the subject. It's as if the sun is up and bright in the sky. My goal here is to make it look punchy, but I didn't want harsh shadows on the side. To show you what I mean, this is how it looks like when I positioned the light at the side of the product or the subject. It's fine, but for this photo, I wanted the shadows at the back creating this effect. Just a word of caution that this light direction requires a bit of patience and practice because you can end up with unwanted shadows, and if you're using soft lighting, it looks a bit flat. Which leads me to the next and most commonly used light direction, the side lighting. This is when you position your light source at the side of the product. It could be in the 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock. This setup creates dramatic side shadows. This is best in emphasizing form and texture. The shadows that get trapped in the nooks and crannies of these products are caused by my side lighting. The light and shadows you see here are all intentional. Side lighting is perfect for adding balanced contrast and creating tonal depth. This is my most used and favorite light direction and my most recommended when photographing product photos. Just a couple of tips when using side lighting. First is to be careful in arranging elements in your scene. Avoid putting large props or objects near the light source because it can cast a big shadow on your scene or your subject. Next tip is to use reflectors if you feel that your side shadows are too dramatic. More of that later. Finally, the last direction is the backlight. This is when you light your subject from the back. So your main light source is behind the subject and you are shooting towards the light. Just like front and side lighting, this light direction can add a particular effect on your product photos. For example, these glass vases are photographed with light at the back, creating this effect. Backlighting can give your product a sparkle and glow by casting the shadows forward toward the viewer, showing off a bit more texture on the front. Backlighting also helps in visual weight. Since shadows are darker tones, they are best near the bottom of the frame. If you notice that the top part of your scene looks blown out or overexposed, you can use a foam board or illustration board or anything thick and sturdy to block the light like this. Finally, if you see that the front of your scene needs a bit of brightness, you can use reflectors to bounce light back to your subject. And those are the main light directions I use in my photography. You can experiment and find out more. My top tip is to move your camera, move yourself, move your light if it's artificial, and find the best setup to bring out the best characteristics of your product. This is an actual video lesson from my latest Skillshare class about product photography, a beginner's guide to lighting. If you want to watch the whole course, check out the description below for your 1-month free link. If you are into photography, videography, and online courses, make sure to subscribe because I have tons of helpful tutorials coming your way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!